Hi there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and in this video today we're going to try to fix up this Dyson hair dryer. I think this was called a Supersonic. Bought it for Christmas a couple of years ago, so 2.5 years ago now, and it's probably been in use daily, really, between my wife, daughter, son, etc. And they all absolutely love it. Whether it's better than other hair dryers, I don't know. It's got a super long lead and it's supposed to not damage your hair as much because it dries it without getting so hot. So I've been told. Anyway, has been working fine until this last week when the noise isn't correct. So it still works, the settings still work, the heat still works, but it makes a higher pitched sound. Something's not right with it. I don't know whether it's just wear or whether something's caught. I'm presuming it's motor related because it still pumps out the heat and you can still feel the air coming out. It's just, I'll do it to you now. Unless you're used to it, you're probably going to think it sounds normal, but it's a lot noisier than it should be. So here goes. So that's the heat setting here. Can you hear? It's like the motor's struggling. It's as if the filter's blocked, but look, the filter is as clean as could be. So I don't know what's happened to it. I'm wondering if somehow dust has gone through the filter. I mean, we do clean it, but I'm wondering if dust has made its way through into the motor, or has hair somehow got sucked in through here, because my wife and daughter both have long hair. Has hair somehow got sucked in here and wrapped its way around the motor? It sounds to me as if it's struggling. So now, taking it apart, let's unplug it to begin with. Obviously never work on something like this when it's plugged in. Even be careful when it's unplugged, there still might be capacitors or something in here charged up, I don't know. Annoyingly, we have to heat up the buttons to take off, and then there's supposed to be torque screws and stuff around here to gain access into the middle of it. It's a real shame that I have to heat up these buttons, but they're stuck on. So you're going to need a hairdryer to fix a hairdryer. I'm going to use my hot air station on its lowest setting just to add some heat into it. Got some little tweezers here, I'll try and pry them off in a minute. Also, this will be useful if you ever needed to replace the lead, because you're going to have to go through the same process here of taking all this apart. Right, let's try that. There we go, and you can see how they're stuck on there. There we go. Right, so they're both out. It looks like they're, yeah, fully glued into place. Okay, now we can do some Torx bits here. Right, that looks like a Torx 6 bit, so we have to undo that bit there and also that one there. Now we have to open up this here. There we go. Oh, look, you can see the dust has gone through the filter, hasn't it? I wonder, is it going to be really dusty on the inside? I mean, it has had a lot of use. Yeah, so that all needs to be cleaned. Right, so we've got another screw just here. Right, that's a T5, a Torx 5. Okay, so now, can we slide this down? Yes, we can. Here we go. Right, so you can see why you need to take off the buttons. Oh, there we go. Right, we are down. Okay, well, it doesn't look too bad. Let's take out these little filters. Yeah, a bit of dirt's gone through there. They're shaped so they can fit in that way. I'll give them a bit of a clean. And these ones this side are different, shaped differently. Right, so the motor's going to be in here somewhere and the heating elements are up here. So I'm going to undo all these Torx bits here. Are they T5 again? No, they're T6. Oh, here we go, we've got an O-ring. We've got two O-rings here and here. So let's slide those off. And this one here. And there's another sly hidden one just underneath this little sticker here. Right, that's a Torx 9. Now we have access, I think. Oh, there's another. What's this here? Can I peel that back? Yes, you can. Yeah, that's just on a little sticker. That rubber one there is just on a sticker. There we go. Right. I can already see hair around the motor. Look at this here. Let's zoom in. It'd be nice to get this fixed. Can you see around here? We have a nice little build-up of hair. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Right, so hair's definitely worked its way in here. If it's here, it might mean that it's further into it. That looks like a little jet engine. Right, how do we, can we take this off? So we have, looks like we can take it off. We have a connector here and also a connector going down there onto a little spade connector. So let's see if that will come out. Yes, it will. And will this come off here? Yes, it will. And I can't put those in the wrong way because they're keyed. They've got these little lines here. And this one shouldn't matter which way it goes round, but the flat side goes against here. Right, look, that is how easy it is to change out the motor. So if you can buy these, I don't know if you can, but if you can, then it's a nice easy thing to replace. Right, I'm just going to get some canned air. Well, I might get my data vac, and then I'm just going to blow through here and see what comes out. Well, I've got the data vac here. Obviously, you can use canned air. Well, I've got some bits here. Let's zoom in. Obviously, I'll do it more. I just want to see what comes out because the data vac might just blow it across the room. Look at this. Oh yeah, there's loads. I think it's clogged up with hair, which is stopping it from spinning nicely. So as I thought, just blocked up with hair, so it doesn't rotate as well as it should do. So I just put the data vac through it numerous different times and pick out all the hair that I can do. And then I give everything else a quick going over with the data vac as well to get rid of all the dust that is built up down by the filter and other places near the motor. Yeah, so basically these are the blades that are spinning here. This side is not, it's just they're fixed, but the fins are all angled this way. So maybe if I get some IPA, I might be able to clean out the inside. This is isopropyl alcohol. Right, I can't get into all the sections because the motor itself is in the way, but I've cleaned out 4 of them. See, maybe it doesn't take much for hair to get trapped. You might only need a little bit of hair for it to have that effect. Right, I'm not sure if that's fixed because I didn't really get a huge amount of hair or dirt out of it, but I got some out. So let's put it back together just to see if it is going to work. And as every repair manual used to say, reassembly is the opposite of disassembly. So let's just whiz through this and let's see if it's still making that high-pitched whining noise. Right, okay, I'm just going to give it one more sound test and then I'm going to show it to my wife and then I make sure that she thinks it's quieter, then I have to glue the buttons back on. Right, I'm going to get the verdict. Okay, the verdict is that she's pretty sure it's better. On the low set end, she still thinks it sounds a little bit squealy, which I think maybe, I can't quite tell. That's a low one. And that's the highest. Yeah, when you go from middle to low, I'm not sure. I don't know, but I definitely think it's better. What I'll do is I'll play on the video right now what it was like before and after, and then it will become clearer because it's hard to judge when time has lapsed in between. Right, when it comes to these bits here, I want to glue them back on. The problem is that I don't want to use epoxy, because then if I have to take it apart again in the future, I'm going to struggle just like I did this time. So I think I'm going to try to scrape off the epoxy. I think I'm just going to use some hot glue on it, and then if I want to take it off in the future, I can use some IPA. So I'm going to just scrape away some of this epoxy here. And I'm just using a tiny little bit of IPA just to get rid of the excess glue around the edge. Okay, so there we have it. In this instance here, more than happy to carry on using this. I can't see anything that looked to be dangerous on the inside. It all went back together nicely, so there's no gaping big holes that you could electrocute yourself on. As far as the sound is concerned, I listened back to the video. There's definitely a difference between now and what it was at the beginning of the video, and also I showed it to my daughter and she says that's how it used to sound before. So very happy with it. To me, there seems to be a little bit of a squeal on the low setting, but then again it is 2.5 years old, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's working better than it was, so I'm happy with that and happy to repair it again in the future if the same thing happens again. So if yours is squealing, maybe it's going to be hair around the motor like in this instance here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up and I will see you all very soon. Thanks so much for watching.